Alright, squibs, time to learn about opossums and possums. I'm Nicole, and I will be your tutor today. Really, I'm just doing this video because I need to memorize my speech and watch it a million times, but I'm going to put it on public anyway because you need to know the difference between possums and opossums. They are two different animals. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go. Have you ever heard the phrase, play possum, before? What animal comes to mind? Is it a giant rat with a white face? Okay, then you're thinking of an opossum. A possum is actually a marsupial indigenous to Australia with a thick pelt and fur-covered tail. While Virginia native John Smith coins the term for our white beast in the very early 1600s, it was Sir Joseph Banks from the UK who traveled to Australia and decided that their creature was akin to our opossum. Hence, the possum got its name. Through my research on American and Australian zoology and wildlife websites, I have found out that there are over 60 breeds of opossums and 23 known breeds of possum in Australia, opossums being in America. Today, I will be focusing on the Virginia opossum in America and the common brush-tailed possum in Australia. The easiest way to get to know the difference between these two mammals is by getting to know what they look like. The Virginia opossum, native to the US, some of Canada, a majority of Mexico, and Central America, has a white face, black ears and eyes, and a long rat-like tail. The opossum is the only marsupial in North America, meaning that it has a pouch to carry its young. They can weigh anywhere between 8.8 and 13.2 pounds and be between 2 to 3 feet in length, including the tail. As for the various breeds of possums in Australia, including striped, pygmy, honey, ringtail, leadbeater, and greentail, the most common type of possum in Australia is the common brush-tailed possum. The common brush-tail is the second largest possum in Australia, with a length of 32 to 58 centimeters, or about 1 to 2 feet, and weighing in at 1.2 to 4.5 kilograms, or about 2.5 to 10 pounds, so noticeably smaller than its American counterpart. Depending on the habitat a possum is found in, it can vary in color from black or brown to silverish gray, red, or cream. The common brush-tailed possum can also be recognized by its thick pelt, narrow face with a pink nose, and thick fur-covered tail. As I mentioned, a possum's color can vary based on the area it inhabits. Now I'll be talking about the places that possums and opossums call home and the food they enjoy there. Although opossums are native to North and Central America and possums are native to Australia, both can be found in the rural and in the wild, holding similar diets. Virginia opossums are omnivores and will use their 50 teeth to eat fruit, small animals, slugs, frogs, and insects. When found in more rural settings, they are known to eat dog food, birdseed, garbage, and roadkill. Because of the amount of roadkill they eat, they're often found dead on the road themselves. But that's kind of what you get for spending a lot of time on a road. Similar to its American counterpart, the common brush-tailed possum can be found living in woodlands and rural areas, as well as rainforests and dry eucalyptus forests, but in the trees rather than in dens and burrows, like opossums. According to the Australian Zoo, home of Steve Irwin, rest in peace, a possum's diet consists mainly of eucalyptus leaves, fruits, flowers, and insects. A possum will typically eat whatever's around, but sometimes the most plentiful food in their diet isn't what's preferred. Alright, perhaps you're starting to notice a few similarities between these two mammals, which is only fair because, come on, they're both marsupials. They're gonna have some similar traits, but that doesn't mean they're not different. Opossums and possums are seen in different lights on their respective continents due to their behavioral traits and benefit or lack thereof to humans. Virginia opossums are not only unique in that they're the only marsupial in North America, they also have the most teeth for any mammal here. They use those teeth to scare off predators, but if hissing and baring its teeth doesn't work, the opossum will play dead, or play possum, where it will fall flat, stick out its tongue, and drop excrements, appearing completely dead and stiff to the touch. The opossum will remain in this state for several hours or until the threat has passed, although its heartbeat remains as constant as if it were awake. While opossums are high in numbers, they typically last only 2 years in the wild because of predators such as cars, dogs, coyotes, and large birds. So how do they stay so present? Well, I'll tell you. They give birth to 5 to 13 young at once, and those are the ones that survive, typically from birth to out of the pouch in 90 days. Common brush-tailed possums have traits unique to possums in particular. Go figure. While opossums give birth to multiple young at once, a possum will only give birth to one young, who will exit the pouch at 5 months and hang onto the mother's back for 4 more. Latching kids. Much? Shut up. Possums are often hunted for their fur, and were actually brought to New Zealand for this specific purpose. Opossums' fur isn't very insulating, so people aren't really hunting them to bare their pelts. Possums are the opposite, kind of like chinchillas, very thick and full. In opposition to opossums, who are violent and aggressive when able, before playing possum, possums aren't that violent. If there's another possum on their territory, they'll just stare it down until it leaves. But they will fight if necessary. Kinda like drunk girls in a bar bathroom. Yeah, I know what that's like. Is that a good joke? No. In conclusion, while possums and opossums have similar eating and breeding habits, they're far from the same creature. American opossums have gray bodies, white faces, and bare tails, while Australian possums have thick, colorful pelts, and fur-covered tails. Opossums live in dens. Possums live in trees. And possums don't ever play possum, because possum isn't just a slang word for opossum, okay? So the next time you see a dead opossum on the road, think to yourself, wait, is it dead? And also, oh, possum.